Next up, we have a really interesting product demonstration. Tan Lee, and Tan, if you could come out. She's the CEO of Emotiv, which is working on the challenge of bioinformatics and connecting that to the physical world. And she has a great product here that we're going to demonstrate. So please welcome Tan to the stage.
Thank you. We're going to stand here.
Yeah, let's stand here because the rest of it was too confusing for me.
Oh, okay.
Talk a little bit about Emotiv. Like, what is Emotiv and what are you trying to accomplish?
So Emotiv is seeking to gain a better understanding of the human brain. The human brain is the most complex system in the known universe. It defines our perceptions and experience of the world, and yet it's still a very vulnerable system. So, we can, with advances in medical science, we can replace almost every organ in our body, but we can't replace our brains, at least not yet. And even if we could, it's unclear if we still be the same person afterwards. And so if we're going to extend human life over the next few decades, we really need to have better technologies in order to understand our brain. And so what we're seeking to do is to democratize access for anyone to be able to measure, observe their brain, and track their brain over long periods of time.
And why do people want to do this?
It's important because today the typical science paradigm is we study brains when there's something wrong with it. If you have a sleep disorder, if you have epileptic seizures, if you have traumatic brain injury, that's when you actually have your brain scanned. But when you're a healthy, normal, able-bodied person, you actually don't look at your brain at all. And yet, 1 in every 3 people will have some sort of brain-related illness. And so that's a staggering number. That's 2 billion people worldwide. And so it's something that we have to really start thinking about. And there are different modalities for observing the brain. We use electroencephalography, which is EEG, and that looks at real-time electrical fluctuations that result from neurons just firing inside your brain.
Is there a business model behind what you're doing?
Yes, so we sell hardware, we license software, and we also we're collecting data about the brain over time. So everybody that is a part of our community, over time, that they could be doing scientific research, taking stuff that you would do in the hospitals, clinics into the real world, as well as prosumers today that are looking to seek better performance or to better understand their stress, manage their emotions, improve their focus. They're all learning about their brain, and we're collecting aggregated brain data in order to build better understanding of how the brain adapts and changes over time.
Okay, so let's do this demonstration. And this, I should say, is the most high-pressure task that the co-chairs of this conference have ever given me, because...
So you put that on. That's the insight.
Okay. This goes behind my ear.
Goes behind your ear.
Is this right, Tan?
Yeah. Let me just put this on. Perfect.
You're going to make me wear this for a long time?
No, I think just a few minutes. And then what we're going to do, and we had Bob Iger yesterday, and I am someone who absolutely loves Star Wars. So you're going to have a chance of trying to be Luke for a few moments.
I've always wanted to be Luke. Great.
So we're just going to pair up our Sphero first. So this is what you're going to try and...
I'm going to make that move.
You're going to try and make this move.
Okay.
We're just going to pair this...
And so what's happening up here right now?
Let's put this on the floor. So we're just picking up electrical activity from your brain right now. And I'll launch this app. Sphero is connected.
Oh, the pressure is intense.
Pressure is intense, of course.
If I fail at this one.
Okay, so you are connected, and the Sphero is connected. So the first thing we're going to do, if we could switch to the training mode so that everyone can see what's on my iPad. Okay, so essentially the first step is just you being neutral.
Be calm.
Just be calm and relaxed.
Okay.
We're just observing.
Can you guys sing to me just to let me...
a natural state. And this is so that the machine learning algorithms can get a sense of what Alan's brain looks like when he's just hanging out. So we accept that training. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to imagine, what you're going to do is visualize the ball rolling forward.
Okay, tell me
So
when.
we'll try and train that now. You see that progress bar scroll across. Okay, we'll accept that.
Okay.
Oh, oh nice. You can
Can I
try
try
it
it?
again, absolutely.
Come on.
And he's only had one training segment, so we can always provide the machine learning algorithms with a
may have
bit
to
more
retrain.
data on what that looks like. So let's, maybe I'll move the ball to go that way. Okay, that's better. Good job.
Come on, ball. I got that far. Do I have to keep going?
You can if you'd like. Nice.
Good.
Nice. Very nice. And I can,
So what just happened there?
So what happens is we pick up the electrical fluctuations from your brain. We interpret what that means through machine learning. And every time you think the same set of patterns, the ball will move. So as you think forward and the brain patterns match up with the way that you commanded the ball the first time, it will start to trigger the command. It's pretty simple.
And so where can we take?
I think it wants to keep
Stop.
going.
Where can we take this?
So there are obviously many different
I mean, this
types
is great
of,
fun, but
it's a lot of fun,
I
but
don't
there
know,
are...
I don't know if this is the next Pokemon Go. You're going to have people rolling balls out on the sidewalk, but
This is just one very simple application of the technology in an entertainment sense, and now it's going to roll into the audience. But beyond, obviously, there are some life-changing applications, such as being able to allow people to control an electric wheelchair for rehabilitation. We use it in neurofeedback therapy
Yeah.
for ADD, ADHD. So there's a lot of application areas for this sort of technology. The key is to be able to measure the brain and unlock its potential.
yeah. We have time for a few questions. Anybody want to ask Tan a question about this technology? Anybody else want to get up here and try out their brain waves? Right here.
Hey, how many states can you track with this? So you had like 5 or 6 there, but how many can you do like reliably, repeatedly?
So we track emotional states, engagement, arousal, which is a psychological arousal, excitement, or valence, which is positive or negative affect. So you can plot those sorts of emotions across that sort of curve. We also track facial expressions, and then in terms of mental commands, it's really unlimitless. It's limitless. So you can imagine disappear, and then in a virtual environment, you can make something disappear. You can create fire, for example. It's not really limited to specific movement-based commands. It's based on what you can visualize in your mind. And then you can tie that to whatever controls you want to tie that to.